So when we think of almsgiving, one of the three pillars of Lent, we often simply think of donating to charity. And while giving our money and possessions to those in need is nothing to scoff at, the goal of our Lenten sacrifice is to have true conversion, to grow in our relationship with God, and we don't always get that just from our donations. I'm guilty of simply writing a check or clicking the donate button on a website without any emotional attachment. I know it's a good cause, or I feel a sense of obligation, but after sending off my funds, a lot of times that's the last time I think of that organization. And we're called to much more than that. The act of almsgiving is wanting to see the face of Christ in the world around you. So if you're like me, and some of your acts are a little faceless, I suggest looking for almsgiving that actually means something to you, that stirs something in your heart. For me, that means donating my time and focusing on the little things I can do for people in need. There are numerous organizations in this area that are looking for volunteers, but even if a standing commitment for an organization doesn't work for your schedule, you can still bring Christ to the world through small acts of charity. You can do something like writing notes or calling friends and family members you haven't seen in a while, just to tell them you're thinking about them, or asking to pray with them. And I know this practice can be more of a sacrifice of time than it may seem. I know that a 10-minute phone call to check in can easily become a longer commitment, but many people could benefit from a simple conversation or a pick-me-up in their mailbox. Many people in our world need to know that someone is thinking about them. And if we're honest with ourselves about those small acts of almsgiving, a little time, a card, a stamp, we can see that our sacrifice of time is worth it for the people that we're sending them to and for ourselves. It's easy for all of us to go through the motions, to not give with a pure heart. We have to make a conscious effort to stop looking at our almsgiving as an obligation and to start looking at it as an opportunity God has given us to share His good in the world. It is good to be helpful and to bring joy to others. It is good to sacrifice time that, to be honest, would likely be used for some other frivolous activity. It is good to see the face of Christ in the world around us. And it is good to work to make a habit of that mindset for Lent and for the rest of our lives. God bless.